Wow. I told girl. Oh my God, no. No, no. Girl, let me tell you how I got out of Auntiehood with one of them. Dang, get down. No, I know it's a whole nother. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she gearing up for. I'm glad you paid attention to that whole. How much longer is this gonna take? Okay. it's a sad shame because it's not the kid's fault, but ain't nobody got time to babysit nobody of no age into respecting another human being. Ain't no more time to teach nobody. You either got it or you don't. Yeah, girl, I got out of one right when she got grown too. Right when she graduated, I got out of that shit. But it was easy though because I already know what she and it ain't their fault, but it is what it is. Exactly, and that's what my thing is. They're gonna be who they are without intervention, and if intervention is not allowed with children, because you can't tell people how to raise their kids, then it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm gonna make a note of your character and proceed accordingly. That's how it's gonna be. But with my niece, she was waiting until she graduated, because that's when you start getting the money gifts, because they're my damn husband, empathetic husband. So I said okay. So I was like okay. So of course she gonna need some things, right? Of course she is. So I was like so the next thing I was like, well, how are you getting to this? Because this she's like her uncle was gonna give her a car. Your uncle gonna give you a car that you don't have yet, and you supposed to be leaving next week for college. A college that I don't recall an acceptance or whatever, but if y'all say you got financial aid and all that stuff, good for you. So I was like, oh okay, well wish you well, whatever, bitch. Wasn't no car, wasn't no such a car. So yeah, so he took his daughter to college, and so my niece rode with them, right, bitch. So she gets to college, right? So she's going to do the thing. We trying to encourage her. You're gonna be working. Like, what you gonna do? Because financial aid usually don't cover everything and whatever. We know we've been through this. And so your aunt was valedictorian. I know that even with the scholarship, I was broke. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And so she said she had a place on campus, where the freshmen stay. There's usually a place where freshmen stay on campus. But I'm low-key still in non-belief mode because you didn't make good grades in high school. And what is this that's happening right now? So I'm like, she done convinced all of my family, apparently my husband included, because he believed it. But I get it now because he sees her driving to the college campus, right? But she got kicked off campus. I know she didn't want to tell me because she never did tell me, right? So, because the whole time I knew, I'm acting like I didn't know. I'm like, I'm like, you got everything good. So she needed some money. So I didn't have no problem with that. I said, okay, well, I got her little account information, right? Well, her uncle's a tech savvy person. So he went to the account and we started looking at all the charges on the account. And we like, what's this? We like, okay, food for it's fast food, It looked like she bought food for somebody else too, but I'ma chill, okay? So, right. So because college people do stuff. Yeah, right, and the money, and really the money was for her to help her, and some of that's gonna be some bullshit. That's fine. So that ain't the kicker. We looked at a couple of other shits, and we saw she had Uber and Lyft. She's like, oh, she got Uber and Lyft. Who paid for those accounts? What? Okay, all right. Uber and Lyft and a car that don't exist, so you had to end up riding with them. Okay, cool. So I was like, okay, Uber and Lyft. And then we saw this other monthly charge of, maybe $50 a month or some shit. So anyway, long story long, her account was in default. And I'm not putting $200 to this account that's in default that it's gonna go, and it's not even gonna pay it up to where it'll be even. And you got $2,000 from some kind of loan from the housing that you was gonna be staying in that you now can't stay in. And I'm like, I don't mind sending. I'm like, so I was like, I don't mind sending you the money, but I don't want to give you money that's not even going to help. Like, this is not even going to pay your overdraft or this close to what you would have to owe back. Yeah, and I'd rather give her the money than to give it to in there, because now you can't use it and I can't either. You know what I mean? So I was telling her, I was like, first let's go this angle, because maybe we can force her to be an adult and call the bank and handle this, because she said she didn't know what that monthly charge was. And come to find out, to be fair to her, I think I know, well, shit, So I didn't, you know, I don't trust none of them really. So I ended up sending her the money because it worked. We forced her. We were like, well, since you don't know, we was like, when that happens, you need to call the bank immediately because they can remove those. They'll remove those charges.
That's right.
Right. And so we've kind of forced her to call, and I text her again like, did you call? I was harassing her. Bitch finally called, and she did get a handle. So I was like, why was that so hard? But I know why, because she ain't an adult yet. I was like, pick up the phone. I was like, because otherwise she would have been paying all that charge. You know what I mean? She already, anyway. So finally, we kind of forced her, got her on three-way. You know, it was her and somebody on three-way. So she got to take care of, and I got her the money, right? But I knew sending her that money with the way that she is, like the way you described this 10-year-old, I was like, she fucked around and asked me if she could borrow the money.
Yes, indeed.
That's where she set me free. She should have said, she was like, Auntie, I don't have no money. But she said, can I borrow? Why'd she say that for? I was like, oh, she finna relinquish me of all financial auntie duties. What? I was like, cause exactly what I thought happened, if I'm assuming right. But I assumed that she ain't giving me this money back, and she had no intention of giving me this money back. But because she said borrow, now she ain't gonna be comfortable even talking to me. I ain't got no phone call, no text. I ain't heard nothing. She been dumb. I know. You ain't the one on her list to call. Right, exactly. So I guess she threw with me. I was like, it's funny how people treat you like you owe them money. I was like, that's funny. And what's crazy is she could have had the $200, and she could have had probably a monthly allowance on top of that. And she would have been in college and stayed in college, and was supposedly she was encouraged her to go look for a job. And he was saying how he was, you know, recommending that she catch a bus, you know, to go apply in places that are right at the bus stops. You know what I mean? So for transportation purposes. Do you notice that nobody does that anymore? Like nobody takes public transportation. This was before she asked for the money. How about motherfuckers that don't got no money? I wish it were closer, because we were sitting out when we were talking about selling the car out, and we were just thinking about our nieces who are in a position that could use their car. It's like 3 of them that done fucked that type of situation up. 3 of them. You think their uncle wouldn't have gave him that car?
Right.
Or like if you were around, he wouldn't have had no problem giving up that car. You know what I mean? Giving you some really affordable. And you know, it's an old as fuck car, but it was owned for his wife to drive. So it's dependable as hell. But anyway, I seen a lot of stuff in the Y2K with the millennial minds, but to hear her, while we are talking about how to get her money into account that she has overdrawn, that she haven't just placed a fucking call, in the same conversation, to say that people don't do that no more. You know what I said? I said, oh, okay, all right. Okay. Like you said, that's a key word. I mean, because if you enable it, it's going to be. I mean, you can't be mad at the predator. This is why I never wanted a gift or any favors from Eric's sister. I never want, now I don't mind, because like I said, it really is night and day. It's still a long journey, but I'm talking about 300% better. But I don't want people like that doing anything for me. Don't give me anything. Don't offer me anything. I mean, I still do for them, really. But I don't want them to do for me. Again, I don't want any gifts from them ever, because everything that you do, ask me, or expect of me that I fulfill, it's going to be to pacify you as well. But those times where I don't feel like it, I'm not going to have any guilt, because you only did, that kind of reiterates that you only did or gave me those things for reciprocation. And to me, that's still not generosity. That's not a gift. To do something with expectations or reciprocation, even if it is not a material or identical reciprocation, even if it's just in the form of thank you, like you felt like somebody didn't thank you enough. I get wanting someone to appreciate something you do or give them.
Acknowledge what you do.
Yeah, but for those people that need to say, you're like, oh, he was ungrateful because they didn't thank you enough.
Right.
Just don't do it for me then. Because I may forget. I may get caught up in something. It may be completely innocent. It may be insecurity. I may feel like people say I can't thank you enough. An introvert really sometimes feel like it's not sufficient enough for thank you. And we might fold inward and never thank you when we are so appreciative, you know? They might be so moved that they can't. And I understand that most people aren't like that, but whenever I see people who are the type of person that need to be put up on a pedestal for doing something for someone or giving something for somebody, I'm just like, do nothing for me. Do nothing for me ever, because I'm not gonna be enough for you. I feel like I'm not gonna be enough for that person, not in real life, but for them.
You can't.
For them.
You can't.
So I'm like, no, and no. And if I tell you no again, then that's on you for how you feel about how unappreciative I was. Because I told you no.
There you go.
Like, who asked you? I forgot all about that fast. Okay. Okay.
Gigi, you ain't gonna do that shit no more, because you ain't about around here about to just be
I ain't want to lose the money, and again, that's secondary. I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble with none of these martial law motherfuckers out here right now. Period.
I know, baby. I know.
I just want to save lives. Love you too.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, love you.
All right. I love you too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.